this year's budget caught everyone's interest, and for one specific reason, which is tax rates in the entire country has gone down. And there is no income tax up to an income of 12 lakhs, and if you're salaried, up to 12.75 lakhs. But along with this major change, there came a huge issue. Nobody understood what is actually happening and how it could impact them. In fact, I was trying to learn more about this and I found a lot of wrong data online. Even if you check the recent video by 01 by Zerodha, there's a lot of wrong data being put out, unfortunately, because it's a new tax system. So let's get to what is going to be the real impact on your life right from April 1st of this year and how it will impact you every single month. That's what we're going to discuss in this video. And we wanted to give it to you in the most actionable and practical way. So we have made a very simple and easy to use Google Sheet calculator that you can use for yourself and that you should share to every single person that you know who is drawing a salary, so they can be very, very clear on what are the differences. So if that's the case, what are you waiting for? This is Ajay Ajith. Welcome to Market Feed. So few things that the government has announced here. With the new tax changes, the government says the tax burden on India is going to go down by nearly 1 lakh crore rupees every single year at the current rate, and it will only increase going further because of these reduced tax slabs. Okay, so according to the government, across the entire country, people will have more spending power of more than 1 lakh crore. That is really nice to see. So to boost the economy, there are a few things that the government can do. On one side, they have reduced the taxes, and on the other side, they have said that they'll keep on increasing the government expenditure. So this is overall really good for the economy, and at the same time, they're keeping inflation in check, and the fiscal deficit, that is the difference between their income and expenditure, they are planning to reduce even further for the upcoming financial year. So they have ensured that they'll make up the revenue loss from the income taxes through other sources this year, and it's going to be overall positive for the Indian economy. And things are very clear now, saying that the old tax regime is no longer necessary. So for more than 99.999% people, I can confidently say that you should never ever go for the old income tax regime, because all these new tax slabs, all these changes are applicable only for the new regime. If you don't know what I'm talking about, do not worry about it. By default, everyone is opting into the new tax regime every single year, so you do not have to worry about it. But if any insurance salesman or any mutual fund salesman comes and tells you, hey sir, hey ma'am, come take this insurance because it is tax saving, say no. And that is going to be a very intelligent decision, because all the deductions that you'll get on insurance, on ELSS mutual funds, they were all in the old regime. And if you're planning to switch back to the old regime, you'll end up paying more tax. Even with all the deductions, even with all the tax saving, most likely on more than nearly 100% of the cases, you will end up paying more tax in the old tax regime. So say no if someone is going to, or someone is trying to sell you insurance and mutual funds only by saying that it is going to save you taxes. But at the same time, I hope you'll use this additional income that you're having every single month intelligently. You'll be planning on saving, getting your insurance, and increasing your lifestyle only in a controlled way. Make sure you do that. Otherwise, all the money that you save will disappear like this, right? So make sure you have that in mind. So before getting into all the questions that you may have, including what happens if I'm making 12 lakhs and 1,000 rupees extra, will I end up paying a lot of tax? Will I be a dumb person for earning that 1,000 rupees extra? And other questions like, what will be my impact if I'm earning, let's say, 13 or 14 lakhs per year? What is going to be the real impact on my life? So a lot of people want to understand this. But before that, let's get into what are the tax slab differences this year and the important announcements that you should be watching out for. So if you're looking into financial year 2025, that is this current financial year, for which you'll be paying tax in July. Right? What is the current income tax slabs? 0 to 3 lakhs, it was 0%, 3 to 7, 5%, 7 to 10, 10%, and so on. And after the limit, or after the threshold of 15 lakh rupees, everyone was supposed to pay a tax rate of 30% on the income that they generate. Okay, I'll remove all the values here so that it's very clear for you to understand. Until last year, even then you had tax-free income. Up to what level? Up to the level of 7 lakh rupees plus a standard deduction of 75,000 for salaried individuals, meaning that if you made 7.75 lakh rupees as a salaried individual even this current financial year, you have to pay, or you will end up paying, zero tax. But this year, a lot of changes have been implemented, and especially for people above the 7 lakhs, it's going to be a major change, which I'm hoping all of you are, or you're working towards. And one thing that I want you to understand very clearly is that you pay tax according to the slabs of your income. That means, say you're earning 10 lakh rupees or 10 lakh 50,000 rupees. You won't directly end up paying 15% tax on your entire income. It's a very common misconception. I hope that is clear to all of our viewers here. So what will happen there? You will end up paying for the first 3 lakhs of your income, you'll pay zero tax. For the next 3 to 7 lakhs of your income, you'll pay 5% tax. For the next income, you'll pay 10% and so on. Okay, so whatever is falling between that zone, only for that will you end up paying tax. You'll not be taxed for your entire income. So I've seen this common joke, which I've seen play out in a lot of online forums, which is, hey, my salary was 15 lakh rupees. The boss offered me a salary hike up to 17 lakh rupees, but I said no. Why? Because if the boss increased my salary, I would fall under the 30% bracket, and net, I'll end up with a lot less income because I would end up paying 30% tax. I hope that is clear. That will not happen to you. So every single rupee that you make is taxed only according to the slabs. Okay? Hope that is very clear. And there is something called a surcharge. So if you're someone who is earning more than 50 lakhs per year, you'll end up paying a surcharge of 10% on top of your taxes paid up till that point. If you're making less than that, it's okay. You don't have to be worried about surcharges. But you need to understand that there are surcharges, and you can come play with the calculator to understand, hey, if I start making 1 crore per year, how much tax will I have to pay? You can even clear that out. So last year, these were the tax slabs and the surcharges applicable. And this year, even though there is no changes in the surcharge, there is a huge change in income tax slabs, and even a new tax slab has been introduced at 25%. So earlier, if you used to pay 30% tax on all income above 15 lakh rupees, now you pay that only about 24 lakhs. So all high income earners, you'll be much better off compared to the last year's tax calculations. Okay, and even in between, there are a lot of different tax slab updations, which means that overall you'll end up paying lesser. That's for sure. No matter if you're a low salaried individual, a high salaried individual, you'll end up paying lesser. That is very clear. So then I need to understand what is going to be my income and what is the difference. What is the extra cash that I'll be having in my hand every single month because of my tax calculation difference. Okay, that's what we need to understand. So let's say you're a person earning 9 lakh rupees per year. Let's see what happens. Earlier, till 7.75 lakhs, income was tax-free. So on top of that, you used to have to pay tax, right? But in the new financial system, you have an effective income of 9 lakh rupees in your hand, effective tax rate of 0%, and you'll be saving 33,800 rupees over last financial year. Okay, that is going to be the difference. And if you're calculating on a monthly basis, that is nearly 2,800 rupees that you'll be having extra every single month. Now, the major thing that I've seen a lot of people get confused about is, what if I'm earning 12,75,000 rupees income? Okay, I'll be having a 0% tax, a tax saved over last year of more than 83,000 rupees. But what if I earn 12,76,000 rupees? Suddenly, will I be ending up paying a lot more tax? Because government has said only up to 12.75 is where you have zero tax. But after that, you have to end up paying all the taxes. So you can see that even here, you had to pay taxes. So on 4 to 8, you have to pay 20,000 rupees tax. On 8 to 12, you have to pay 40,000 rupees tax according to this calculation. But at the end of the year, you can calculate, or you can get back all this taxes paid as a rebate from the government. But what if you're actually going to earn 12.76 lakh? What will happen? So, funnily enough, a lot of people think that, hey, I'll have to pay this entire amount as taxes because government has said only up to a limit of 12 lakh 75 is a zero tax applicable. But you can see that that is not how tax is actually calculated. You have something called as a marginal relief for someone who is earning slightly more than this 12.75. You'll not end up having a huge tax burden. But one interesting thing here, the government says that, hey, if you're earning 12.76 lakh and you do not fall below that threshold, there is no logic in you suddenly paying more than 60,000 rupees in taxes. So the government says, just pay us this 1,000 rupees that you're making extra per year as tax. But hey, why is the amount here 1,040 rupees? So there is an cess, education and a health cess of 4% on whatever your income tax is. So you'll be ending up paying a tax of 1,040 at the end of every single year. Not going to be a huge amount as you thought, but still you'll be earning slightly below whoever was earning only 12.75, right? Because of the additional cess that is calculated, you'll be having an extra tax burden of 40 rupees. I know it might not be a huge deal, but it's very crucial for people who are falling very near this tax bracket for you to understand. And this is what I see a lot of online calculators getting wrong. The marginal relief concept. This was applicable even last year on the new tax regime. But this year, since the new announcement came in, a lot of people are making memes around this and very confused about this, right? Genuinely confused. So I wanted to clear that up. Essentially, what is happening here, you'll not have a huge tax burden, but whatever extra income that you make above 12.75 till around 13.5, you'll end up paying as direct taxes to the government. You'll not be having any benefit. But even this year, even with the new tax regime, there are certain small provisions with which you can reduce your taxable income. Okay, so make sure you learn about that. What are they? Exempt allowances. Let's say you're traveling every single day for work and you have a sales job. So you have to fill fuel in your petrol. So if your company is paying you that amount according or into your salary, do you have to pay tax on that? No, right? So you have certain exempt allowances which are tax free. So you can come and add it here. Similarly, you can intelligently ask your employer especially if you're following between 12.75 to 13.5, you can ask your employer to give a contribution to NPS or EPF according to your salary so that up to 14% of salary you can deduct and your net taxable income can once again reduce. So that is going to be really good. And there is also a third concept here, interest on home loan of let out property. So that means if you have an apartment that you have rented out and you're paying a home loan on the apartment that you have rented out, you can claim whatever is the interest on that home loan up till the maximum rent that you received. Let's say you're earning a rental income of 26,000 rupees from that property and your interest on the home loan every single year, you're having a maximum interest paid of 30,000 rupees. So by default, you're having to pay a tax on this additional rental income also, right? But if you're letting that property out and you have a home loan on it, you can claim an interest rate deduction up till the maximum rent collected. So let's say every single year you're collecting a rent of 2.6 lakh rupees on your property. That is around 20 to 25,000 rupees per month. And if you're having a home loan on the property that you have rented out, you can claim the interest portion as a tax deduction there. Only if you have let out that property. If you're staying on the property yourself, you cannot do this. So up till the maximum of the rent collected, you can claim an interest on the home loan of the let out property. So if you're having any such properties in your portfolio, make sure that you're using this tax deduction as well and understand that any interest that you pay above your rental income. Okay, so let's say you were making 3.6 lakh or you are paying 3.6 lakhs as interest and you were making 2.6 lakh only. You can claim only the rental income here. So make sure you understand that really well. If that is a tough concept, that is okay. But at least hope that you got the gist of it. So 2-3 things that you can claim as deductions, exempt allowances, employer contribution to NPS and EPF, and interest on home loan of let out property. So if that is very, very clear, I invite all of you to come check out this calculator. Use it to your heart's content. You can share this with anyone that you want. I'll provide the link to the calculator calculator in the description of this video. So make sure you check it out and make sure you share it with every single person that you know, because a lot of wrong information has already gone out. I've seen a lot of calculators where the calculations are actually wrong and people might get the wrong idea. So here I've made the things very clear and very simple, also while retaining the exact calculations for the upcoming financial year. So that's it for the video. If you like the concept, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more such interesting videos. This is Ajay Ajith signing off. See you all again. Bye bye.